How to choose a medium and large SUV from a luxury brand with a budget of 500,000 yuan in Tanzania. In fact, I suggest that you first take a look at the Audi Q7 and the entire product positioning. It is a GLE compared to BMW's S5. However, in terms of the actual landing price of this terminal, they cannot fully count it. They can directly benchmark against one. Opponents, if you think it's an X5 like Bencheng's GLE, their landing price is still around 600,000. Surely you recall that his hosted version is the entry-level variant of his 45 and 55 models. The costs are 609,008 and 706,008 respectively, and there's currently a discount on both, one being 120,000. One is more than 160,000. The policy must be buried in installments, that's a given. Then the naked car price is 480,000 for the entry-level model of 450,000 and 550,000 for the entry-level model of 550,000. The XC90 Lincoln Aviator's 30T car serves as the real benchmark drive, but let me emphasize that even with the current discount, the price of Q7 remains quite high, although its overall comprehensive ratio is actually impressive. Generally speaking, if it reaches 50 or 50, it will be a 3.0 TV6 power total. When QQ sold well in 20 years, it was able to exceed 1,000 units with an average of several hundred units per month. I think the main reason is that compared with the original QC, everyone has a very domineering impression, so the Q7 dialogue doesn't look as domineering as before, but I think the current Q7 has passed. After continuous optimization, now 5 brand new grids are a polygon, which actually looks quite Q, including the whole headlights.
To me, it seems like it goes out, but actually, I believe it's quite good. Domineering, straight up, there is.
Then what is the main difference in appearance?
It used to put the car,
A model, right? Marked in.
On the tailgate, it is now directly processed using laser electricity.
Stay here. And now it is divided into 2 parts.
It's his entry-level 5-seater version.
It's $299, and then the 7-seater version is 3 meters long. Let me show you the space in the rear row. As a large 5-seater car, the space performance is actually good. Then the space in the third row is good to me because the entire seat can be adjusted forward. The space practicality of the third row, which is actually quite large, is better than that of the XC90, but I think both cars are at the same level. If you really pursue the performance of the entire space seats in the third row, Lincoln's Aviator will be more suitable. In terms of tires, according to different versions, they will be equipped with 21-inch and 22-inch tires to the car respectively. I believe that the 3-screen shape is already born for everyone, and then I think it is quite sufficient in terms of customer skills of the whole shape, but in terms of mechanical system operation, it is only CarPlay, including the use of high computing chips. It can only be said that it can meet some basic daily functions, watch a navigation and listen to a song, and then you cooperate with this kind of physical buttons. In fact, I think the medium and large SUV Q7 is relatively average in terms of storage capacity in the whole piece. There are only 2 back racks. If you put your mobile phone, you can't put it very well. There is storage, but the depth of the system is really too shallow, and they are all well done, but the whole capacity is really average. If you really put something, you may only put it in other doors, and the space here is relatively large. Then, the main price difference between the 2 entry-level models, 4 or 5, is basically the same in terms of placement level, which lies in power. In addition to offering 7 seats, both versions come with manually adjustable leather steering as standard. The genuine leather plus leather seats feature electric adjustment and heating functions for both the main and auxiliary frames. The unnecessary power supply, dynamic sensing rear tailgate reversing, and the driving assistance system of LR2 along with electric folding and heating behind the 30-range lights all day enhance the experience. Thus, even after the discount, the entry-level model priced at 480,000 is quite comprehensive and worth considering nevertheless. Q7, I think if you really have sufficient budget, you can consider adding a budget of 60,000, and the displacement of his 55-year-old entry model will come to 30. In addition, Bose 7-seat audio layout, seat wind, and memory functions are added. Then the 55-year-old entry model is divided into 2 versions. The focus of Black 5 and S-Line is to give you more 221 big wheels for external viewing, and then this S-Line version, which mainly gives you Plowy 360 panoramic images and automatic parking functions. Everyone is capable of doing it themselves. As for power, the 45 version boasts a 2.0 T250 6P horsepower, and the 55 version has a 3.0 TV6 340 horsepower. The entire series is equipped with a full-time Quadro 4-wheel drive system. The Q7 is quite competitive overall in comparison to the AVIC ratio, especially since it is positioned to compete with the BMW X510 GGE. And under the same configuration, right, the price of this car is much lower than theirs. Compared with my XC90 and its flying price, I think the overall quality and power performance are better, but it must not be positioned for everyone. Don't use it as a 7-seater SUV. It is more of a large 5-seater, and it will be more practical after a drive. If your budget is around 500,000, a large 5-seater practical medium to large SUV, the Q7 is actually a very cost-effective and comprehensive.